very warm welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Business Reinvented, a collaboration between Maxis Business and Star Media Group. So now, moving forward, ladies and gentlemen, I would need to direct your attention over to the screen once again. Sit back, relax, and enjoy this very short clip before I introduce the very first person that I am about to invite up on stage.
Why is it Malaysian durian is named the king of fruits? Most of Malaysians, they like the unique aroma, the smell and the texture of the durian. Hernan Corporation is the largest and the leading manufacturer, distributor and exporter of Malaysian durian. We have durian manufacturing plants that produces the whole fruit, pulp and paste. Traditional durian grading is where we collect the fruit from the farm and we will send it to the processing center, and we use human grading. We faces a lot of problems, a lot of dispute. The process from farm to table, it looks simple, but it actually requires a lot of manpower. It's not easy to sustain. Hence, we need a lot of help from the IT and also automations.
In that way, we transform images and videos into intelligence and actionable insights. We started our journey with AWS building applications with AWS since 2014. We started delving more into building AI computer vision applications. Samurai is a no-code platform that allows Hernan to be able to train and deploy their AI vision model to their production site. From understanding their current manual process and interviewing the expert graders, we are able to know the steps they're taking in order to grade the durian. We then train an AI model and also constructed an automated system with multiple cameras and a conveyor belt system to automate whatever the manual expert graders are doing now. You can see your training results directly from the platform. You can see whether it works well, and you can deploy it right away with one click. This whole process can be sped up from 3 to 6 months to a matter of weeks.
Hernan adopted Samurai on AWS was pre-pandemic, setting up a standard grading where uses AI to determine what is the actual grading that we all agree upon. I would like to eliminate all the sustainability issues that we are facing, grading to at least come to 95% of accuracy. And of course, I want a smooth operations during sorting. With AI, every single fruit coming in from our processing farm is all fresh and ready for export. Hopefully in the future there's no dispute, and I think this process will help and ease the whole industry.
Good afternoon. I've just played my video. In fact, frankly, I'm a kind of lost when I came in, because I just came from another talk and transforming from agriculture talk now into digital. So pardon me if I'm a bit lost. I have to bring myself back up. But anyway, thank you, Maxis, for inviting me and reuniting a few friends that I know. Frankly, I don't know why I'm here. You guys are talking about digitalization. I'm a durian planter. I'm a durian seller. But I have transformed myself into digital now because of the market demand. So people who know me, actually, I'm coming from a background that on the service industry that I embarked into durian. And the durian has transformed me from an airline stewardess to a durian exporter. And now I'm a 10,000-acre durian planter that I can do A to Z, which is from my midstream planting of durian to processing of durian, and downstream of durian that I created, that I do the products for ice cream, that everything about durian, and we are into China now to have our B2C market. So this is a journey that I have come by from day one, where we just don't stay where we are on where we were as a traders. So we try to make every segment of the business possible. So people who knows me, that I'm a woman that speaks very fast, which today I'm trying to talk slower, because when I'm in China, I sing, because the Chinese people are so fast. During the pandemic, that's the only time that I can really settle down, where I don't have to travel, my mind slow down a bit. But people who are really doing business with China, you know, whatever do you do now, you think now, you want to execute, the trend has gone. The China is so quick. So being it, we are trained, we are embarking into that kind of business world that we have to do very different from what other people are doing, and we cannot stay put as where we are, or else we are totally swept off. Those people who read newspaper 3 months ago, that, was it 3 months? No, August, that we have transport the first shipment of Malaysian fresh durian into China. So I was a pioneer. I was the one that working with my associates that we put everything in 6 months to push the government and as well as the China side to actually to have this protocol approved so that our Malaysian durian can be possible to send fresh fruits to China, which all this while we are doing frozen. So it sounds so good. Everybody say, Anna, thank you, congratulations, you did it. But I said deep in my heart, why you all don't listen to my story? It's bleeding, you know. Why? The government now is very transparent. They open 45 factories. What is 45 factories? It sounds small, but Malaysian durian is so little. Each one of us that, you know, do 1 ton is 45 ton a day. So being it, how do we champion ourselves out? We have to be very different. So as I said, digitalization. I was talking to Maida in 2018, right? As a SME who entered the forum that they always promote about IR 4.0, right? I don't know. At that time, I only know how to sell durian. I don't know what the hell is IR 4.0. Putting serum, putting all these, Siemens, all these partners on my table. And I say, what is 4.0? When I go back and search, while they're talking, I say, what the hell? We are not even IR3. We are not even automation. But being a journey, I thank all the government agency has pushed me that adopting digitalizations into my business. Being it, like we have actually got a very good support from Maida to actually build our fully automation plant with 6 robotic arms to pick 24,000 pieces of durian ice cream in an hour. So this is what I think we have championed from what we were using manually to robotic arm. But that is only IR3. What is IR 4.0, which is talking about digitalizations and AI? But AI, digitalization is a factor of everything, but it's to do from different segments. Okay, Siemens came to me and trying to pitch me of energy savings. And the other side, they talk about many, many things. But being an SME, we are really, sorry, use the word stupid, don't know what to do and got grant. Got grant, then I go with you. This is the mentality of an SME. Unfortunately, at that time, I think gradually all these grants are really, you know, wiping off. They are doing matching. So what we have to do as a responsible entrepreneurs, we have to choose what is best for us to adopt into these kind of digitalizations into our business. So I call my team, sit down, we have to champion something so that Maida will think that we are one of the best companies still under their arm, will consider grant again. Sorry, I got a lot of grant from there. I'm still hoping they will still give me some. But my robotic arm was actually a matching grant. One I have to announce because I really thank Maida for giving me the lifting hand and allowed me to be very proudly to announce that we are the champion and we are the the recipients of the grant for the automation. So, do you know durian? You know how to eat only, I know. But do you know how to differentiate a Musang King from all these out of 200 over durian clone in Malaysia? No, right? The SS2 Bangla tell you this one is Musang King, right? Yes. But now some people are smart, got star. The bottom got a star, right? Actually, Musang King is a clone that has the star and the thorns of the durian is different. For people who knows about durian, they can identify it. But for us, just the Musang King in China, we have out of 7 gradings that we need to differentiate. From a tree that produces, you look up, yes, only A grades of durian are allowed to be exported because it's a premium durian selling at 400 to 500 ringgit a kilo. You cannot send anything out because we are air cargoing. The logistics and everything is cost added. You cannot send C-grade durian with only open 2 segment. I tell you, you'll be cursed until your grandfather come out from the grave. Because Chinese, sorry, 你是唯一一个中国人哈, they really want the value of what they paid and they want to see where is this durian coming from. They never been to Pahang, They only go to Genting. But they know Raup. Raup is the place of the durian planted. So what is this all about? It's about traceability. They want to know the origin of the durian. So how do we actually differentiate from myself out of the 45 competitors that are selling durian? So this is called digitalization. We have to bring in, you scan, this one you scan QR code, right? You will know where is this durian from and where is this tree planted. Is it really from Raup? And how old is this tree? And what kind of grade of fruits and expectation? I think this is pretty common in Walmart, in Hernan, all these supermarkets, because the consumer believe in what you give it to them and they will buy no matter how much, but as long as you can give him the identifications of the fruit. So for me, I think this is a value add that I can sell more compared to my competitor who just sent. Open up the phone box, durian. Nothing, maybe their brand. But they don't have this kind of value adds, right? So I think this is pretty important where we can sell at a much better premium and our customer will choose us rather than those that have, I don't say they are backyard industry, but they are just a factory that is just a normal processing. So I think this is a good adoptions that I have went in. It sounds easy. Where is Datuk Adrian? We had done this, right? But unfortunately, I have to tell you, I declare it's a failure project. I'm not shy. Because this is something I adopt, which is my idea that I told my team, we have to do digitalization. So easy to talk, right? But how to do? It's something that we cannot buy from off-shelf. We say that, okay, we want to buy a program like this, which is actually can be off-shelf that you buy, that what avocado, pineapple, it's a total different process. Because the visual of the AI is totally different, right? I know Huawei has done a very good AI project with one of our friends, which is doing chili. It's called Hexa. I'm very, very inspired with that. But when I spoke to Gary, when I look at his AI, it's actually one surface, which is actually up, down. From up, you see the chili, okay, pass. But my durian is 360 degrees. What we have to see? We have to see whether it's grade A, 5 segment. That means you open, got 5 segment. 4 segment, maybe can give you A lah. But if it's 3.5, meaning 3 segment, 1 small one, consider AB. If it's 3 segment, it's considered B. 2 segment, consider C. Crack, consider C. I can tell you, I read, there's a long list of Bible and I train my worker. But don't forget, this is a seasonal business. 1 year, my factory only opened 3 months. I cannot sustain the worker by keeping 12 months. When I want to have durian, I will just blow my whistle, these people will come in. Whoever got leg, got hand, got eye can work already. Because you know why? I cannot choose, because these are casual labors. But with my way of explaining, I have this grading, but at the end, I don't have a talent can really tell the grading is correct. And I always fail my grading. Sometimes I ship out products when I grade it as B, carton put B, but inside is A. You know how much is the price difference? A and B is 30 ringgit different. So if it's 10 kilo, I'm sending off 300, 1 carton off at my cost. So I think this is the right thing I have invest lah. As the AI will tell me, accuracy. You know why? If you happen to be in Chanthaburi, Thailand durian are cut. Do you know how they cut the durian? There is a time of 70 or 80% ripe they will cut. They will use their knife to knock. The impact of the sound will tell the durian is ripe. When you are on top of on top of a tree of 10 feet, 20 feet, you knock the tree, the fruit is so far, you knock, you think the impact is correct. That's why Thailand, the durian has 15% of wastage, that one whole container out of 17 tons, 17 to 80, 20%, the durian is unripe. But they never also do AI. I champion, I want to do AI. I want to do this. Because you know why? If you have these people using their hearing system to identify, so this party grader is superb, 20 years experience. But how do they train the next person has the same hearing, and you say the sound is talk talk, but if you hear tick tick, it's different, right? So be it, I say this is something that why people don't do it, because durian is billionaire business, but why people are not into this? So what I did was, I championed, I told my private equity, value add. I want to sell the company at time if I have this so-called AI, my PE is 3 times more. You know, that kind of mentality was thrown into my head. If you have this, your company valuation, superb, you are the top of the knot. You are not selling at 10, you are selling at 15. Wow, this is so excited. When I did it during pandemic, I get a vendor to pitch in and do this. To be honest, being a stewardess, I champion myself, built 6 factory, automation, everything is done. I did everything. Seriously, I think most of us here are entrepreneur lah. Being a tauke, you know lah, nothing easy. You are satu kaki. One leg kick, you do everything. I learned how to build a factory, not even an engineer, build a cold room, build automation. You have to do so many things. Now they tell you, you have to do AI. The only thing I never do in the office, I confess to you, is wash toilet only. Seriously, but I think got to be ready lah. Now 2005 to 2007 I think Sunday I have to go and wash toilet. When I have this idea, when I do this, I got a lot of support from my private equity. Anna, you do it, I will support you. That's it. Your mouth, money got give or not? Seriously, infinite. I've been putting a lot of money in because I have the wish, I have the dream. But I'm an agriculture company. Planters, I have a lot. Durian packers, I have a lot. Ice cream factories, I have a lot of workers, but I don't have IT people. Believe me, this is coming out with me and my one and only IT manager. We come up with this idea, how we do this, and we engage someone who do this. And they told you, no guarantee, huh? You sure you want to do, huh? Do, because my private equity tell me 15 times PE. Seriously, I wish I take back my words. I don't want to champion this. I have spent so much money, my accuracy only 65%. Being it, till today, I'm still making a lot of calls when I meet Maxis. I'm trying to see whether what you do. Today I met Huawei. He just tell me I can go to Shenzhen and get expertise. Honestly, what I'm trying to tell you today is the journey is ongoing. Being it, I never give up. Despite all this failing in me, all these are giving me a lot of challenges. I have to confess. One day I called TC from Beijing. I told him, Nikmat, I feel this lah. He said, you really need help? I said, yes. Can you open any files that China can help me? Because I think Malaysia, we don't have the resources because we have not people who has actually done agriculture. I need people with that kind of agriculture who has done this and successfully transpired this kind of AI, and they know what they are doing. At the end of the day, the algorithm and all these things has to be really accurate, and the program that they put in, whatever they put in the big data, must be accurate before you simply do this. You get simply input, simply output. Rubbish in, rubbish out. So I talked to him. He said, okay, let's go to Tsinghua University. I said, but they don't know me. So what he said, let's enroll a course. This present to the university, do a course lah. So try to know people. Because how on earth how are you going to connect people? I mean, I can connect people here anytime, but in China, we do not know how to connect. Go to the extreme, I said, okay, we sign up for the course. it's a 3 weeks course with the Tsinghua University, collaborating with, wow, this one very champion, Silicon Valley. Okay, I think that's a solution. Believe me, I go through the class with my IT guy and joining force with, I forced the matric officer to say, we go together, we graduate together, so that, if we are the top student, the professor from the Silicon Valley will look into our case. So naive, right? But this is me. I never give up. I will do anywhere, anyhow, to make my journey, my dream come true. So, being it, please pray and bless. One day I come out, I'll tell you my accuracy is 99% because I know what I did is my journey. It's a failure. But this failure is my key starting point. I know how to start again. I told my IT guy, I said, Tony, we failed. 65% is not accuracy that we want. We need at least 95. The 5%, okay lah, A become B, never mind lah. We still can afford, take it as our wastage lah. But 35% is too high. But from here, this journey, what I'm trying to share with all of you today, what I'm trying to tell you is, this is not my cup of cake, but I did it. It's not successful, but I know how to restart again. I know how to do what is the mistake that I've gone through. I'm going to find a proper partner, and I'm going to tell them the journey. What is the failing point? What is the thing that I need to bring in on my hardware? And how I'm going to put in on my AI, my input, I should be more accurate and picking the right thing to put into the data. And I have to get in more support from various support body to give me that whole thing to get 95%. Being it, I think that is what I shared with you all. It's a journey, even though it's not 65%, but I know this is somewhere, somehow, if I get it right, just like my ERP. Okay, maybe a bit dragging. I don't know how long I was given. Please give me a timeline and ask me to shut up and go down. I will go down. But when I have a mic, they know I will not stop. ERP. I do not know how many of you has actually embarked into ERP. As an SME, as long as we can submit our tax, our account, okay already. Year end, you make, you lose, that's the number. When a private equity has joined in, no such thing. They will measure you month to month, month to year on your progress of your improvement. So being it, I think our stock take and all these things, we have variance. So he said, Anna, we have to really go into system, dashboard, where if you can measure, you can get things more easily and control. And with the data itself, you can easily make a decision. Sounds very interesting also. Actually, I got conned by my PE many things. Asked me to work on all these things. The way they want me to embark, they talk very sweet, but they never tell me the sweat of getting it done. So he said, never mind, Anna, I'll just introduce a ERP vendor. They will tell you how to do. It's very simple. Just pay the money, get the team, come down, put in put together all this, create the entire ERP. Yeah. Then you just press the button, all your report come out. Even ESCO, very easy one. Everything is done. No need to. Wow, sounds very easy, Then I can reduce a lot of profession and easy, anything I go. And the good thing is you can control your stock, your variance. You know where it go. Okay. When I remember that was during pandemic but we want to do it. While I'm doing the business, my PE still monitoring my progress or my growth. They add in one more project for me is to actually embark the whole company, transforming into system SAP. So my CFO, very easy boss, you just have to go in, give them the motivation and tell them very easy one. We all do it next time, we just press the button. We give ourselves 1 year. I say, okay, what we do? As a CEO, no need, just give them motivation talk. When you do it, we give you this. I went in, I go and talk. Okay, we do it, we need to do it because anyone edit, like how the PE sing to me, I sing to them. So all I can see, all my HOD mouth open big. Boss, you want your progress, you want your exponential growth, you want us to do same time to create the ERP during same time when we are bringing the progress and, the sales has to be 30%, 40% increase. At that time, we are already exponential growing. At the same time, no headcount increase. Got carrot or not? If you give me the booster, we do. I say, okay, if we get our ERP done, all of you 3 months extra. Wow, very good everybody do. Yeah, everybody, I think no choice. They accepted this as a go already. The boss will not take back the word we have to do. I tell you, if those of you are embarking into ERP, please prepare your headcount turnover will be 50%. Why I want to work so hard? I go next door. You know, nowadays the headhunter, sorry, I don't like headhunter. They will headhunt my people, paying 30% and get them over. Same job, higher position. I got headhunt easily. You know why? Why want to work in this company and the boss torturing me with the, with the KPI, monitor my KPI, everything changed. Transformation from SME to corporatization. Do you know that mess that I have? So people keep in and out. Every department, because ERP involves every department, from sales, procurement, production, yeah, to logistic, to accounting, then warehouse. I said, very easy only. Every one of you put effort. They did it. All my department, because of the 3 months, they did it. But they do not know what's the purpose of doing it. They put in all data and everything is all haywire because vendor is a consultant. In Chinese, consultant. They will give you all sorts of mumbo-jumbo thing and they tell you very easy. Just put in. But they do not know your business. They are not solution provider. They do not know your business. You tell what, they write what. But at the end of the day, it come out my company 4 years ago when I press the system, when we go on live after 3 months, my business went 1 billion. I say, I wish this is true. What nonsense is this? So it was not real. The transformation was failed. Like this lah. You know what I tell myself? Sorry lah, I told my CFO, we have to go down. If we really want to get things down, the stakeholder has to play a very significant role. You must know what you are doing before you handhold your staff to come with you to make things transpire. Like it or not, I did it. I don't know how long you all do your ERP, SAP. I did it in pandemic. I did it in 3 years. Very long. The consultant, told me you are very lame. Fair enough. What have you done for me? At the end, I know I go down, I will go with my team, we rectify and redo all. We know where we are our mistakes, complete it. I don't make 1B lah. But I know we have achieved our variance 0.1%, which is something I think is amazing. So today, I don't know what I'm here for, but I think they tell me to tell story. So So after speaking all this, I think I want to share from the bottom of my heart. Everybody has a journey. Everybody has a KPI. Everybody has a dream. I'm always make my dream come true. Being a stewardess, looking at all these business class passengers coming in with very elegant, with business class or first class seats, I always wanted to be one of them. To get a chance to be in a corporate world where just being always tell off. I want my chicken, not my fish. I order my vegetarian, you never give my vegetarian. At that time, I was very suffering, right? And wake up 4:30 for a Hong Kong flight and come back, everything dark, don't know what's happening. The whole world is all about serving. Every day got scolding. And especially midnight flight, Bangalore or whatever flight, every day whiskey, bread. Oh, I get myself all this. Until now, I still get nightmare. What I'm trying to tell you is, I'm a person who has a passion. I always want to make things happen. As I always say, when you come in here, you make sure what you deliver, you make things with impact. Or else I don't want to be here. Right, Lydia? I always tell myself, whatever I do, I must make sure I bring back something. When I go for when I follow Matrade for trade mission, I paid my fees for 20,000, subsidized my Matrade for some amount. It's not much, but I always tell myself, I carry my bag so hard, bringing all the sample to the country that I export. I will make sure I will grab something I go back. If I don't get an order, I will not come home. This is how I make my thing. I make my missions and my KPI. So I've exported more than 22 countries now, and I have transformed from selling durian. People those days are Singapore only my country of export lah for this month because durian can be cracked. I have actually developed, in fact, create in year 2004. Now you're talking about durian export. 2004, I already start freezing the durian using nitrogen gases. Now only hoo-ha, hoo-ha, hoo-ha. Just because we are doing this in a small scale, sending it to Australia and US. But when China door opened, every day the media cover, especially Star. Wow, China so much, how many billion, how many billion. But I'm already doing, I said this is nothing. But because of the volume that has give the GDP of the country, everybody start eyeing on us. That's why my industry has so many coming in. All sell wine, sell fish, also venture into durian. Why? They think it's easy. Plant only ma, collect only ma, export only ma. But they do not know the entire ecosystem is not easy. Well, today, I hope any one of you here, whether you're an entrepreneur, actually I'm nobody, I'm just telling you, but I just want to share my story. If you have a wish, if you really want to do something, you don't have to matter who you are. I started as an airline stewardess with just hotel management graduate in diploma because I failed my SPM. So I had to study something. So I pick up my hotel management. I tell myself I cannot fail anymore. I must do something. So I had never taught myself. Today I stand here. Datuk Hafsa from SME Corp texted me one night when she heard the news that I sold my company to private equity at 500 million. I'm the first. She texted at 12:30. Amoy, I still remember. You boleh jual company kepada orang kepada Masaleh yang tambahkan durian. That is so touching to me. You know why? She has monitored me, right? Knowing that whatever I do from day one, I carry my suitcase going to export from one country to another, and I can, how do I use the word? Goreng to a Masaleh, Nevis capital, in 30 minutes to buy in my idea how to transform the durian industry to a bigger scale. I told him, you can buy my company at the book value. How many PE we can talk? It's okay. But I don't see my value now. I see my value future. If you believe in me, is to create my own upstream, right? That I control, I can pre-sell, that I can sell to China without hesitating at the mercy of the farmer. So he said, on, in 30 minutes. How much you give me? At that time, he told me 500 lah, but actually giving me 400 million only. Because we don't want to plant so much. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is, when I was doing my durian selling, I never thought this would happen to me. That I'll be standing up here talking, whether goreng you say lah, but truly selling my company to a private equity, not one. Actually, I was pitched by 11 private equity, including Harry Connick from Singapore, to actually beg me to sell my company to them. But at the end of the day, what I'm trying to say is, I have a dream, I put it on the table, that I want plantation. I want a big factory. I want an automated downstream product factory. And I want to go into China. If you think this is my dream, you support me, I can make all this happen, provided all resources are put in place. So, 20 years ago, this time I just bumped into someone 20 over years ago that was in airline. Never thought that, I can say this when I was just serving coffee and tea, that I had made things happen. 2, digitalization. I don't even know how to on my computer last time. Today, I can even create things out from zero for this kind of system to be in place into my business. I think it's something, what I call, if you have a heart, if you have a dream, everything can come true. Even with this failure, I tell it's a milestones that I think I'll step better. Being nobody, I just told you I have a diploma holder. Today, I actually completed my master while I'm doing my business because I don't want to feel inferior talking to my Masaleh of someone that I don't have a background. I'm a master degree holder. Next week, I'm going to Tsinghua. I'm going to pitch in front of Tsinghua University with the professor because I was a top student for the presentation of AI. So to conclude, what I'm trying to say is, every journey has a milestone. Every journey has a downtime. If you don't catch this milestone, you don't catch this downtime as your learning curve, you will never make it success. Because whatever I just tell you is a beautiful story, but you have never heard what are the journey, what are the pain points, and how I transpire and my resilience to hold on to it, biting my tongue, making things happen. I'm the only, just now I got text from one friend, associate, that I'm the only woman in the industry, one and only woman, that can negotiating and fighting with the rest of the men who is trying to bully me because I'm a woman. This is a true story. So I don't tolerate. I think whatever is correct, we have to get it done. I'm not going to change certain things to make the industry to be, boycotted by someone. As of today, what I am, I'm not afraid of anything, but I think we believe what is good for the future. Being an ESG champion now, also I'm doing a lot, which at the time when someone told me about this, my private equity said that we had to do this, I said own pocket. But at the end, I realized we have to play a role, like it or not. This is something that we have to do not now, but it's for the future. The journey is tough now, but I think it will enjoy by my next generation. We, Malaysia, besides oil palm, we will carry Malaysian Musang King to the international market, and we will champion this out for a better Malaysia. So I'm very proud to announce that we already have bring out Malaysian durian to China, where everybody is recognizing the Malaysian durian. Even Thailand and Vietnam is planting. We still carry a very high premium. By how? And this is the statement that I asked the China man, do you eat durian? 你有吃榴莲吗? No, I don't eat. But I eat Musang King. So thank you much.
Without further ado, please welcome up on stage our moderator. We have Mr. Prateek Pashine, the Chief Enterprise Business Officer of Maxis. Our speakers, Norzita binti Muhammad Noor, the Malaysian Investment Development Authority from MIDA. Puan Rosita is the Director of Business Services and Regional Operations Division. And Puan Norzita's department is responsible for evaluating tax incentive applications, monitoring projects, engaging the industry, and assisting investors to enhance Malaysia's industrial ecosystem. And joining them up on stage, we have James Zhang from Huawei APAC ICT. James currently spearheads the marketing efforts for Huawei in the Asia-Pacific region, and Huawei is a prominent global leader in the information and communications technology of infrastructure. And last but not least, we have Chua Kun Jin from Tiong Nam Logistics Holdings Berhad. Mr. Chua is the IT Director with Tiong Nam Logistics. Tiong Nam Logistics is one of the largest total logistics service providers in the Asia-Pacific region. All right, so over to you, Mr. Prateek.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for coming. I know just before the session started, it rained, and we were wondering whether we will have a full turnout, but it looks like all tables are full, so thank you. We know it's busy time for most companies. The year is closing the year on a high note, creating the plans for the next year. So thank you all for coming here. I had a lot to ask and say, but I think Datuk Anna has done pretty much the entire job for all of us. So thank you, Datuk Anna, for sharing insightful information. And I think she covered almost all topics, from talent to trials to technology. I think it was her talk was laced with almost all aspects of what probably we're going to talk about. We have a very, what I would say, a diverse panelists here, and I think that's to kind of do justice to the difficult topic of how do companies go about adopting technology. And we have Puan Nurzita. Her agency is responsible, MIDA is responsible for making sure that their investment happens, the environment is conducive to investments, businesses flourishing in Malaysia. So she and her agency plays a very pivotal role in modernization, in investments, in expansion of business. James from Huawei, I think Huawei needs no introduction, a technology powerhouse out of China. And if any one of you are visiting Shenzhen, I would urge you, it doesn't matter which industry you are part of, I would urge you to spend half a day with the Huawei Experience Center. They have real life cases of how industries, businesses, including agriculture, have been transformed using technology. So thanks, James, for coming here. Nam is, again, needs no introduction. Chua heads the IT practice for Nam. And I don't know whether you're aware, Malaysia's logistics is only 4% of the GDP. A typical norm for a country for logistics is about 8 to 10%. Logistics should contribute about 8 to 10% to the GDP of the country. It's only 4%, which means Nam is in the right business because the business is only going to grow as more logistic infrastructure comes here with the growth in trade, growth in business. So we've got a good panel here. Before I dive into the questions, I heard Anna talk about I'm only a durian planter or I'm only a... so it reminded me of a phrase. One of the gentlemen, he was a leader. He used to head ING Bank. Any of you know ING Bank? Yeah? So ING Bank is a big European bank. And in 2018, their CEO, Ralph Hammers, said, I'm in the business of technology with a banking license. And I think that sums it all up. We're all in the business of technology with expertise in something. So just like ING Bank is in the business of, is a technology company with, with investments in banking, I think all of us, each company today is a technology company with expertise in a particular area. And I think that's the power of technology. So by the look of what we see, they're all important, and that's what I know it's difficult for any one of us to choose one or the other because each of these play a very, very important role in transforming business and reinventing the business. So thank you for the responses. Before we go to the next poll, we'll get to some deep dives with each of our panel members. James, thank you for coming. What would your advice be for businesses who are trying to reinvent their business? How could 5G and other technologies help in reinventing that business for them? What would be your words of advice?
Okay, first of all, thanks for Mr. Prateek, and thanks for Maxis. I, as maybe the only person coming from China, so actually, before the presentation, introduced a lot about talking about China, and I actually personally I like eat durian. I like eat durian, but today coming here is coming for 5G. So maybe first of all, please allow me to have a introduction of what is 5G-Advance. So maybe because 5G, maybe you heard this name, but 5G-Advance, what is that? So 5G-Advance is defined by the Standard Organization of the Telecom Industry, 3GPP, and is advanced stage of the 5G development, and it can provide more capability. For example, it improves the uplink from the 100 megabits per second to 1 megabits per second, and it improves the downlink from the 1 millibits per second, 1 gigabits per second to 10 gigabits per second. So that means it's increased and enhanced the speed of the networking capability 10 times. It's not only increase of the speed, but also reduce the latency. You know, the latency in the future of the AI. Later on, I will introduce some scenarios. It will be much more important, and it's reduced the latency from the 10 milliseconds of the IR interface to 1 milliseconds. So it's reduced the latency by 10 times as well. Thirdly, is a 5G-Advance is also introduced some new features, new capabilities, such as centimeter positioning. You know, positioning maybe in the warehousing is very important. And also of the passive IoT. You know, currently the IoT, you need a sensor, you need a battery, but passive IoT, just like the card you swipe your room in the hotel, it's just no need battery. And also as autonomous driving by using the AI for the network autonomous management by themselves. So this is roughly introduced about 5G.5. Is full name 5G Advanced.
Elements of Industry 4.0 get realized, automation get realized, robotic arms, cobots, where robots work in tandem with each other, get realized through the 5G Advance. Thank you for that, and we'll talk more about how some of these use cases can apply in manufacturing, in logistics and warehouse. So there are different use cases how it can be used. Puan Rosita, Malaysian government has been investing in through the MIDA, of course, in various programs, initiatives to kind of foster business environment in Malaysia. You keep interacting with many companies. One of the grantees were Hernan. What would be your advice to companies here, the entrepreneurs here, of how should they go about digital transformation? What would be your advice?
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Prateek, and thank you to the staff inviting me. Actually, this topic is very blending to me because before I joined this division, I was in machinery division where I facilitate those companies to embark into a digital transformation, especially during the time that we are promoting the domestic investment strategic fund for the company to upgrade themselves and to penetrate a new market. Okay, to me, what you need to do is actually for my advice, personal advice, actually when you like to start your digital transformation, actually what the company need to do is actually to identify your problem statement in your processes. It doesn't mean that you need to start everything at one time. The most important, you identify your problem statement and then you fix it one by one. So actually, and then when you like to do this, you need your leadership. I mean, the leadership is important because the leadership will inspire those teams to embark into that journey. Plus, you need to have the talent and as well as the resources. Okay, through that, okay, MIDA playing a vital role in terms of, advising the government to provide the ecosystem and also the strategy and policy to the investor friendly. So where we are introducing the national NNIP 2030, where this is a mission-based strategy, where one of the mission is actually take up a digital vibrant, where under that mission, we would like to to the industry itself, continue to adopt the technology, high technology, to innovate and also improve their processes and penetrate a new market and also react to the market demand. Okay, under that particular mission also, the digital investment, including the data center, actually is one of the crucial or the backbone to this NNIP 2030. because this will helping the businesses to get the technology. Because and also this NNIP 2030 and under this mission to also it will complement the the IR 4.0 policy, where this policy also encourage the company or businesses to get into the artificial intelligence, cloud computing, robotic and automation, as well as additive manufacturing.
No, so thank you. And I think you said it right, Puan Rosita. I think it's important to identify, it's not doing digital for the sake of doing digital.
Yep.
It's identifying a problem and knowing what are you trying to solve. And I think that's the most important. And I think every aspect of the business can be digitalized for some benefit. But it's important to know which will give the maximum benefit first and solve that first before moving on to others. And in my own experience, what I've seen is people learn from their peers. So if there's another company which is into agriculture, which is into durian farming, they would have learned from what Datuk Anna is doing. And I think that peer engagement is also, I think, something which MIDA enables to kind of, for entrepreneurs to interact with each other, to learn. Because I think there's nothing like shared learning. Because everyone's trying for the first time, making mistakes. I think Datuk Anna's speech was all about failures and how she's kept on. So it's, you're going to make mistakes, but you cannot stop trying. So thank you. Moving on, one of the biggest growth areas in terms of spend is in the logistics, and needless. I mean, I mean, there's no marks for getting it right, because the entire value chain, you want to know the product has been shipped, the product's been has arrived at the warehouse, the product's now being delivered. Technology adoption in logistics is a significant investment. Since Teongnam has always been at the forefront of adopting technology, investing in digital transformation, what are some of the highlights of your transformation journey, and what were some of the challenges that you faced, Chua, in this journey?
Good evening, all. Thank you for having me. Good evening, Prateek and my fellow speakers. Okay, now, with all those points that's listed, in my opinions, they are all equally important. Yeah, because from what we have went through, I cannot do without any of this that you have mentioned in these points. But for me, before you embark on digital transformation, I think it's good to define the purpose in the context of your organization. What does it mean? Yeah, it's good that you should align with your stakeholders. What are the new visions? What are the new roadmaps you want to achieve? Okay, and then I think it's good to set some goals. You know, what exactly you want to achieve. For instance, what are the specific areas that you want to improve on by doing this, embark on this digital transformation journey? Metrics to achieve. I think it's good to set some KPI. I mean, quantifiable KPI. At least later on, you can actually, okay, did I meet my objective or not? So this is what I want to share. Thank you.
And what were some of the challenges that Teongnam faced in this journey?
Many. Many.
No, and I think
it's a bumpy road, yes.
Sorry?
It's quite a bumpy road, yes.
So, any nuggets of wisdom that you would want to share, what to watch out for when you're doing digital transformation for to other companies? What should they watch out for?
Well, I think these few points that's mentioned are quite key, in fact. You know, capabilities, team capabilities, what you want to achieve, harmonizing processes, practices, and all this, I think is all very important. It's a lot more than that. Yeah, and then availability of resources is one thing, because we have an office in JB and we have a Singapore issues. Yeah, Shah Alam's is different issues, but anyway, we have to manage that.
Thank you. You know, little before when Dato was talking about, she talked about partners, vendors. and how partners or vendors could take you to the garden path, promise you the moon. Uh, but in this journey, and I think what Dato says is echoed by every businessman, right? The business says, I'm in the business of logistics. I'm in the business of farming. I'm in the business of manufacturing. How would I know what is the right technology, what is the right mix? And I think businesses do need a trusted uh, partner who can help realize digital dreams. So that brings me to my next question, and I hope we've got the right poll, which is about what do you look for when evaluating potential partners? Do you look for proven expertise and track record? Do you look for comprehensive service offerings with end-to-end support? Or do you look for people who can provide customized solutions rather than one size fits all? Can we get to the poll, please? Quite evenly matched. End-to-end support, I think probably no. Proven expertise and track record, yes. You want to work with somebody who knows it, who's not using you as a guinea pig. So makes sense. I think they're equally placed. So I think not much can be read out of a 4.1, 4.3, 4.4. So I think equally important. But I think Dato made one very important point, which is saying, do they understand my business? And I think that's one of the key aspects of any partner. Can they talk your language? Can they talk the language of your business? Because only that partner who understands your business equally, who's worked with similar such companies in the past, can truly add value. Otherwise, uh, uh, it would be a button that you try pressing, but nothing comes out, right? So partners are very crucial, but the right partner selection is even more crucial. Moving on, I heard about talent, right? And if you go to any government website, announcements, minister's speech, it's all talking about shortage of talent. And I think we feel it at our micro level in a company, but at a macro level from Malaysia as well, we have a huge deficit. For example, I'm told there's one number which our Minister for Digital spoke recently, that Malaysia needs 25,000 cybersecurity experts, professionals. Let me not say experts, 25,000 cybersecurity professionals. We have half of that. So where's the other half going to come from? And I think that's the similar number I heard was that Malaysia would need in few years 86,000 AI engineers. So talent deficit is something that has plagued most businesses in truly realizing their dream. So I would like to kind of move to that question to all of you. What strategies can companies, Maida, Huawei, or Tiongnan adopt or advise to the our colleagues out here? What could they do to bridge this digital gap, to narrow this divide? One was the
Okay, I will say. Okay, this is, Maida very sensitive about the talent issue in the industry itself. So playing with that, listening to that, we have a various program. I think if the industry here, industry member here having problem, please come to Maida. We have a dedicated division called Talent Development Division, where the task is actually to fill in the gap between the supply and also the demand. Okay, so we are conducting a various program, including the open interview together with the stakeholders, meaning the company, and even we are also provide the internship, link the internship program, provide the candidates to the companies, and then they let them to evaluate. Beside that, we are also establishing a task force, where we call the Special Task Force Talent Facilitation in 2023, where involving of 17 university and technical institute, actually to address the issue. We bring the issue from the industry, to this university. So for them to prepare the right talent and also as well as serve this industry need. Besides that, recently we also signed an MOU with the Ministry of Higher Education. This is also how we facilitate, the talent requirement from the industry, especially in digital, especially in the AI and also robotic and electrical and electronics. Besides that also, MIDA also signed an MOU with MTUN, where the technical, to enhance the technical and vocational education. Also because one of the key important talent that required by the industry.
And Chuab, what's Tiongnam doing to bridge this talent divide?
Okay. Now, I'm just going to put it bluntly. So set aside salary, set aside perks, set aside benefits. I think if the employee or the staff, he or she is able to feel that, hey, look, there is something worth for me to stay on in this company because I have something new to learn and it's valuable to me. And it could be technology, it could be processes, it could be way of doing things. And it would really help, you have a coach that basically handhold and pointed out, this is how you do things. And you let the person see this is the whole cycle of doing things from end to end, and that they will really appreciate. But of course, time to time, some skill trainings, some special skill training on some specific technology, that would be great. And even better if you can do certifications. That's my sharing. Thank you.
James?
I have two maybe suggestion. As the development of the accelerating of the digital transformation, I think to development robust digital talent pool is becoming crucial. But I think a company or a corporation that when you thinking about the talent, you should not only focus on to how to not only keep the pace on the update new technology advancement, but also should be focused on to further culture that you ask your organization keep learning and to adaptability, and also should be equipped you essential skills to your employees. And second point of view is I think for the development of the talent, it should be differentiation by the group. Maybe for the leadership, I mean the management execution level, you should focus on digital leadership. And the second is for some new employee, you should focus on know-how and hands-on ability. And if you, for example, the vocational workers, you should focus on practice and skills. So it should be differentiation. Thank you.
No, and I think one of the things you mentioned, James, about digital leadership. In this digital journey, I think the first place where the learning and skilling needs to happen is at the leadership level. Because typically what tends to happen is the leaders are in their 40s or 50s. And I think everyone would accept that our kids are far more digitally savvy than us. And that means that the kid who's joining workforce at 22 is likely to be far more digitally savvy than the leader. And in that environment, how do you foster learning? I know of one company which did this brilliantly across the globe. That's a company called Nestle, which did reverse mentoring. And that is that the youngsters teach leaders on digital tools and making them digitally savvy. And I think it's equally important because if you have to embrace digital, it has to start right at the top. So while yes, we have to fill the talent gap in cybersecurity, in AI, that can only happen if we foster an environment of learning, environment of skilling, and that needs to begin right at the top. So that's just a question for all of you to think about. How many of you are getting reverse mentored by your young colleagues on new technologies and how to use, how to create a Hari Raya greeting from AI tool, how to create a birthday greeting from AI tool, how to write a speech for a event. Are you learning from somebody? And I think that's going to be a very, very important aspect. Is to the learning has to begin in this room first before it kind of gets out. So with that, I'm going to come to possibly my last question, and this is again going to involve all of you. And that is, each one of us, I would like you to give one word of advice to all of us if we have to digitally transform our companies, our businesses, our departments, our functions. What would that one word of advice be? I'll come to the panelists later, but I would like to kind of see the word cloud developing here. Juan Rosita, if you to pick, it doesn't have to, you don't have to pick any one of these, it could be your own. What would that be and why?
To me, okay, the most important thing is your leadership. Okay, and then because the leadership will determine what you want to do for that particular organization to achieve their goals. So in that, so I would like to encourage those leaders who like to embark into the digitalization journey. Please reach out to MIDA. We have some sort like facilitation, and throughout our expertise previously when we are facilitating the Industry 4.0, automation, and now towards the AI and also and the cloud computing, everything. So we have expert in MIDA to facilitate and advise you accordingly. And even we can also connect you with the potential supplier who can also helping you to start your digitalization journey. And you also can reach out through us to the incentive that provided by the government, even though not largely as before, but we have something that also can further discuss and also reducing your costs. When you like to start your digitalization journey.
Thank you. James? One word. One word of advice and why?
Okay, one word is CBA. I need two explanation. CBA. CBA. Because I saw so many words in the screen here, and it's inspiring me. I thinking about CBA explanation. So I think there is a misconception. I often have a misconception when we talking about digital transformation. Huawei itself also do digital transformation. So I think most of we have a misconception is we're talking digital transformation, we will thinking architecture like ABC. What does it mean ABC? ABC means you're thinking about AI, big data, cloud computing, but you will more focus on the technology itself. This is as starting all our enterprise or our Huawei itself, when he do digital transformation, he think must use the latest technology. But I would like to say it should be CBA. CBA means that customer-centric. So at the beginning, you should thinking about what's your customer pinpoint, what's your customers want, and this is a C. And secondly, is business-oriented. Business-oriented. Business-oriented, you must, in return to the essential of your business, you must thinking of the underlying logic. What's your business? How you earn money? This is the second. Last but least is the C. A is the architecture. Architecture means that you should have a clear architecture of your technologies, human resources, organization, etc. So to sum up, I mean that you more you return back to your essential of your business itself, not only focus on the new technologies that will be more successful for your digital transformation.
Thank you. Sure? One word?
I have a few words. I would say you need to set out a strategic vision from your organization. What is it? Okay. Talent capabilities, for sure. you need to assess your technology assets. Are they still valid or not to go where you want to go? You need to set out some success metrics as well. For instance, usability adoptions by your user, productivity, revenue that you're looking for, and so forth. And cultural transformation. Okay, so is your employee, your staff, all ready to go where you set out to go or not? Because nobody like change. That is natural. So you need to make that statement or objective clear to them. This is where we're going. Please do it with me, something like that. So this, I think these are a few things.
Thank you. And the intent was to try to put you on a spot, all of you, to choose one word. One word can never do justice to such a big problem or an opportunity, or as Datuk Anna says, the journey. It needs all of these components, and all of these components to weave together. You have leadership, but you don't have the talent, it would fail. You have the leadership, but you don't choose the right partner, it would fail. So yes, it is about leadership. It is about choosing the right set of partners, knowing the purpose, why you're trying to solve this, equally important. Do you have talent in-house to make this happen? Do you have the right levers and measurement KPIs to kind of drive this agenda? So I think it is not a simple topic. If it was, Datuk Anna's speech wouldn't have been replete with examples of failure and failure and failure. But I think that's what it's about: willingness to try, daring to experiment, committing to it, because realizing that a 1 billion opportunity can be realized by adoption of technology, by differentiating. That same durian which sells at 60 ringgit here sells at 400 ringgit. That's the value add that one can bring about by use of technology. So I think there's been no better example than this to kind of understand the power digital transformation can help businesses in growing their business, in putting Malaysia on the durian global map, or it could be putting the manufacturing facility, the warehousing facilities on the world map. So thank you very much. Thank you, audience and all our attendees, for being a big sport, responding. This all would help us in kind of, distilling it and communicating to other colleagues who may not have attended this as to what business leaders here think about the journey of digital transformation. So thank you very much, and thank you all for the splendid participation.